for a few month periods at a time, basically. This one in particular was 12 weeks of weeklies and 1 monthly.
Yeah, if you didn't join us at the beginning, it was a circuit-like structure where you accumulate points over that period of time and earn your way into this final championship bracket. So we had 7 players who qualified through the circuit and 1 last chance wildcard player,
right?
Who also made it into the bracket. And 4 remain. The 2 winners who haven't lost a set yet are Vist and Coolime.
Yep.
And Vist is off to the races.
Yeah, starting off hot. And in general, unfortunate for Vist right there. Whiffs the get-up attack. That's one of the worst things that can ever happen against ice climbers because then you're on the ground and they're probably going to wobble you in all likelihood.
Yeah.
This is what we saw right there. So the fast start erased and becomes a lead for Coolime now.
But Vist knows he was playing. Is that a thing?
That was scary.
It was like a block string into like a fireball. It sounds like I'm talking about Street Fighter, but I'm not. Okay, a couple chops.
Yep.
Not able to finish Nana, but a lot of damage. Got to be up in the 50s.
Okay. Nice. Slide off into the nair. Uh-oh, and another whiffed attack on the ground. And obviously, if there's any player who's making you pay for that, it's Coolime.
Coolime is very happy. I'm not going to call it waiting. He puts himself in a reactable position. And man, can that guy react and get you grabbed?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and the spike down there.
That's always
works out
cool.
great.
Slides all the way over the platform, just come down to the back air.
Yeah.
We did see a lot of back airs in his last set versus Ice Climbers.
Oh, man, and again, a whiff from Vist. A whiff at the exact spot you don't want to whiff, which is right in
next
front.
to them. Yeah.
And honestly, this is kind of crazy because this has been such a dominant game from Vist, yet he's losing, and that's the nature of fighting ices sometimes. And Nana gets the hook up from the cloud.
Pretty neat there. A lot of characters, they have grabs where, you know, of course you can pummel and try to keep the ices apart from each other. Some of them have like hitboxes in their throw animations.
Right. Oh, wow.
Got a couple of Luigi.
Down there.
Yeah, got a couple of Luigi pummels into like the back throw, which you're just like spinning one into the other. It's pretty funny. Yep, lots of back airs. Try to keep ice climbers from coming in.
Oof. And though Vist is behind, he's shown he's capable of racking damage very quickly, and we're seeing that right now. Oh, and wow, very, very unfortunate for Coolime. I'm not sure how he ended up down there in the first place.
Yeah, he was very low very fast.
I was still looking at Vist messing up Nana. Assumed Coolime would be fine, but that's got to hurt from Coolime's perspective. I mean, like I said, he got pretty much outplayed, like by a lot that game, and yet he was still in position to win.
It's pretty much like 3 mistake wobbles, and still lose the game. Like that's a lot.
Not what you like to see as an Ice Climbers player at all.
It is like allowing the allowing like that aggressive action to happen, but still, you know, they are kind of giving it to you in a sense.
Right. But on the flip side, amazing job by Vist of not being mentally affected by those mistakes leading into those wobbles. Obviously, came back very strong on every stock, even to back up, and then was able to take it despite a big deficit on that last stock. Okay, a couple up airs here.
Still trying to assail him with up airs. Luigi does have a hard time coming down. We talked about several times whenever Vist is up.
Yeah.
Knocks Nana way off stage. A little check onto Popo, and that Nair's going to do it.
Yep.
Vist is like, he always knows when that Nair is at kill percent.
Yeah.
He always knows it.
Which is especially hard to do with Nana because you don't actually know her percent technically. A lot of people who are good against ice climbers though have almost like a sixth sense of she's probably around this. Yeah. They can probably call it within a few percent pretty accurately, honestly. So
they at least get like the 10 right. They're like in the 60s somewhere. In the 80s.
Ooh, and the sneaky from Vist.
Yeah, you can't tech that. You go straight up.
Yep. Really smart from Vist. And now both players are going to wait this out. Stadium frequently, despite being a not necessarily huge stage, especially as far as the blast zones and stuff, it still frequently starts to get kind of close to time just because people tend to wait out the transformations.
Yeah, if you get like 3 or 4 transformations, then that's it.
And, okay, nice DI away from the jab from Vist, but the crouch cancel from Coolime is going to allow him to take that stock.
Yeah, nice counterplay.
Oh, and again, the whiff. Yeah, so, I mean, as brilliantly as Vist has been playing the matchup, he has had that miscue several times already this set.
I feel like he just can't believe, like, it's an Ice Climbers. They're standing still all the way against the edge. How are they not going to come forward at least a little bit? Because that's where he gets his advantage. He has his hitbox out ready, waiting for you.
Yeah.
Coolime's not. He doesn't budge. He's just sitting there waiting, waiting for it to come out. And he's been, best whiff punish.
Right.
So
yeah, it's kind of surprising that we've seen Vist opt for so many of the ground attacks against when both climbers are still there, still very capable of wobbling, but he's still trying to go for these grounded attacks pretty frequently.
And you know what beats like someone just standing there? Just hit them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it seems like it should never work because it's just like the most basic, like, casual thing to do.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, when you loop around that far, you just get back to the most basic thing.
Right.
They're going to stand there, just hit them.
Yeah. That's a great counter. Vist again evening it back up after the wobble. Looking a lot like game 1 here in many ways. And another wobble off the jab grab this time. The first wobble that hasn't been caused by Vist just whiffing a move in Ice Climber's face. This time actually a setup from Coolime. Jab grab.
Yes, the forward-moving setup. Coolime, showing that he can play, obviously, in a passive reactive style.
Right.
Shows his hand that he can play a bit of an active one, too. Very important, because otherwise, like, as the other player, you can kind of just be like, well, I'm just going to, like, wait over here, and you can wait over there, and we'll kind of both wait, but I'm probably better at it, because I actually don't know if Luigi's better at it or not, to be honest. But at least they have the option of playing that game.
Yeah. And I kind of like the fact that Coolime, knowing it's a 5-game set, has opted to use the slightly weaker of the 2 counter pick options he has, Pokemon Stadium first, so that he can potentially save FD for later in the set. Not a bad idea, especially if it nets him this win.
Yeah, because it's a devastating stage for Luigi, and it's almost enough that, like, if you start to choke, you might still just, like, it's that good of a stage, you might win anyway.
Right. Coolime able to do a little bit of work with this Sopo, but the missed ledge dash from Vist. Unfortunate right there. And that time, Coolime definitely found his footing a bit more. Obviously, the wobble's always going to be that immediate kill, but Coolime was able to do a lot more outside of the wobbles in that game 2 than game 1. So we'll see if Vist can keep up basically the same game plan, but just make those wobbles disappear.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be the key to victory. Don't get wobbled. I mean, it sounds obvious, but...
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I guess it sounds obvious because you don't factor in, like, how you're getting wobbled.
Right.
But, I mean, we know how. Yeah. Coolime just stands so far back, and then a move is whiffed, and then he slides in there and grabs him. Sometimes he just walks forward a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so playing a little more measured, probably a good idea for Vist. Yep, got all those aerials.
Ooh. Just a little bit unsafe there, and Coolime will definitely take every one of those opportunities that you gave him. Off to another lead.
You can see the gears turning in this player cam right now. I feel like there's a few moments where, like, in between stocks, you always, like, sort of think, and something clicks most of the time. Like, I find a lot of good players will ask, like, well, how did I die there? What went well? Or something like that. And they don't, like, consciously ask it, but they sort of, like, bring it back to the forefront of their mind.
Right.
And then every now and then you have, like, one of those moments where you just feel like, I don't know, maybe the opponent, like, showed their hand a little too much, and they, like, something really clicked for them.
Right. Ooh. And again, the down smash. Whiff. Not what you want to have happen. Coolime, to be fair, did get very fortunate there that Nana rolled off the ledge rather than doing a normal get up. Obviously, that's what Vist was looking for. But even then, I think it was clearly quite a risk by Vist. Okay. The taunt from Nana is going to help Vist out. Oof. Oh, wow.
Maybe he meant to drop to the platform? Not sure.
Yeah.
And there There's a pretty good separation tool, actually. If you hit on just one of them, they go so high, and then they just kind of like float slowly back to the ground.
All right, this should be another edge guard. Vist so consistent at edge guarding Sopo.
Yeah, we were talking about before in the last set we saw him, where he'll just kind of take the ledge, and then he can sort of like drag a down air or forward air hitbox all the way across. He covers pretty much everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Coolime getting a little bit of damage there, though, with Sopo.
Yeah, small victory.
Oh, man, and
Big
the tournament
victory.
winner. Wow. Great recognition from Coolime to get that.
Always poised to get that important grab. Vist. This is, I feel like his metal's being tested about now, because the way he's losing the set is by getting wobbled a lot.
Yeah, he's just, almost every kill has been a wobble. Has every kill been a wobble? I think there was one that wasn't a wobble, but
I think so, yeah.
It's
a lot of them.
It's a lot. And a lot of them are not Coolime doing something sick as much as Vist making a mistake. Most of them.
Being a little overeager or something, yeah. So
which, as if you're fighting against ice climbers and they get some sick setups to wobble you, then you kind of just have to be like, okay, yeah, I mean, you got it. But in this case, when you're the one messing stuff up and giving them the wobble, then it feels a lot worse.
Yeah, it's kind of like any, in any matchup, like there's going to be some things where your opponent's character, unless they're a super low tier, has something, and they're going to occasionally KO you or get a strong punish. But when you're the one like handing it to them, and it feels like it's very much in your control, yeah, that can be freeing, but it's also like kind of disheartening. It's like I'm the one losing the set.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you start to feel like you like somehow deserve to win.
Right,
you know what I mean? And that's like really dangerous when you start to get into that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, this guy's not winning, I'm losing.
Right. That's not how you want to view it, but in this case, it's hard not to feel that way if you're Vist. That being said, let's see if he can make something happen. Okay. Again, Vist can rack damage very quickly, but puts himself in a bad spot there. Gets down smashed. And now Coolime taking the lead, one game away from being in the winner's side of Grand Finals and having an amazing shot to win this event.
I'm thinking Smashers are like extra prone to falling into that ego trap. Because you think about even like not Ice Climbers matchups. And whenever you ask someone about like what their set was, only like from what I found, like the really top players will say like, oh, they were playing sick and like I just didn't do enough. But most players, like if you ask them after a set they lost, it'd be like, if I just played a little bit better. And like it's nice to feel like you're always in control like that. But I feel like people almost totally discount very often how their opponent was playing. How like even if they were playing evenly, how their decisions interacted despite them being like relatively equal skill.
Right.
So I think that maybe like if it wasn't Smashers playing the same game, I think it's even worse for Smashers, even more likely that they feel like they deserve to win or something.
Yeah.
That is just in our nature.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. In this particular case, though, I wouldn't blame Vist for feeling that way. It's kind of been the story of the set here is Vist making a mistake and then getting wobbled.
Especially the first game. I'll have to discredit Coolime because Coolime is putting himself in spots where Vist can make a mistake. He's kind of seen that Vist likes to put out a move in place to catch Coolime moving towards him. So Coolime's just staying like just outside that range, in a very classic fighting game way. Stay right outside the range and whiff punish. It just so happens that like you need to make it so there's no chance of you getting whiff punished by his climbers because that's just too hurtful. And there's so many like pretty safe things you can do.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's not like Vist doesn't have safer options. It's just that he's taken the risk a few too many times with the moves that will lead to you getting wobbled if they do miss. But yeah, as you said, definitely credit to Coolime for making those moves miss.
Yeah, because when you think about it, the very first stock, like, Vist came out on fire. He came with a down smash, and he's tried that several times. Down smash gets a few forward airs, Nana's dead, Popo's dead, they're both at 80%, something like super crazy.
Right.
So Coolime's like, all right, I got hit by down smash. Immediately the next stock, he already switched to, let me just leave him room to down smash.
Yeah, exactly.
And, if Vist is going to continue to throw out moves in place, like, don't move. Just keep standing there is quite easy. You can actually let go of the controller and do it.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest techniques in the game. So, Vist taking the lead. This is actually maybe Vist's first stock lead of the whole set. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it might be.
Because he was fighting from behind even in that game one that he did win. So, Let's see if Vist can capitalize on this and build this lead at all. Ooh, and goes for the grab. So we were talking about grabbing Ice Climbers earlier, but there are some bad times to do it, and that was one of them.
I find it's really good when they're at that like super slight frame disadvantage, where like.
Okay. Luckily for Vist, able to land on that platform because that could have been another wobble there if he landed on the ground.
And I think like the best thing you can do is make it really ambiguous whether the ices need to get on the platform ahead of time or just stay on the stage to wobble you, because like that's what Coolime's looking for.
Right.
After a green missile, like you can just go to them and wobble them.
Right.
It's
There's a lot of landing lag on green missile.
Yeah, very easy edge guard.
Yeah. Oof, and Vist definitely wanted another aerial, but accidentally landed on the platform. And now, I mean, gotta again give some credit to Coolime. There's 0 wobbles so far this match, and yet he still got the lead. So we were saying the first few games were characterized by wobbles, but clearly that's not all Coolime's got.
Yeah, and Coolime, we saw in his earlier set versus Jerry, does like mold his game plan to the stage he's on. This is a smaller stage, does not have quite as much room for whiff punishing, and it like sort of amplifies and augments the power of like these smash attacks, the aerials, like the more frostbite style.
Right.
So he just tilted his game ever so slightly towards that style.
And the nair, yep. So little bit of extra damage, and Vist trying to stay alive in this set right now. Down by a lot of percent, but again, the quick damage. Nana fine for now. If Vist can find this kill on Nana, then this is super doable at this point.
Yes.
Uh-oh. And there it is.
You're an Ices expert. Can you, like, shield DI that far enough away to get out? Or not really?
I don't believe you can. If you can, I think it would only be when you're, like, toward the end of the blizzard, and he was right up in the face.
Can you do, like, are you in true shield stun, or can you, like, let go and get hit and smash DI? Do you know that?
I actually think it is true shield stun. I'm not certain, but yeah, I think if you're already shielding, then it's pretty much a guarantee. So, unfortunate for Vist there, but great stuff from Coolime, moving into winner's side of grand finals.
Yeah, cool.